You open Google Maps, trusting it to show you everything, but what if it doesn't? What if there are entire places that just don't show up? Whole towns missing from the digital world. Across California, there are ghost towns, once full of life during the gold rush, now completely abandoned and slowly disappearing from memory. These towns were booming with miners, families, and dreams of fortune. Today they're silent, their streets empty, their buildings left to the wind and the dust. Google Maps may not show them clearly, but they still exist, hidden, forgotten, waiting for someone bold enough to seek them out. Get ready for a journey through mystery, history, and the unknown. Bodie wasn't just another mining town, it was the real Wild West. In the late 1800s, Bodie was bursting with over 10,000 people, saloons on every corner, gunfights in the street, and dreams of gold. But when the gold ran out, so did the people, almost overnight. The town emptied, leaving behind houses, shops, and even a school, everything frozen in time. Today, Bodie is preserved in a state of arrested decay, books on shelves, dishes on tables, pianos waiting for music that will never play. Walking Bodie's silent streets feels like stepping into a time machine. Google Maps shows a vague outline, but it can't capture the eerie feeling of being there. Would you wander these empty streets, or let Bodie's secrets stay buried? Next up is Calico, a silver mining town that shot up almost overnight in the 1880s. Calico was legendary. At one point, it had over 500 mines, all digging for silver hidden deep in the desert hills. But when the price of silver crashed, Calico's fate was sealed. Today, some buildings have been restored, and tourists wander its dusty streets, but the wild spirit of the town lingers. Remnants of the Old West are everywhere: jail cells, mine shafts, and the skeletons of houses that refuse to fall. Google Maps barely hints at the sprawl of old Calico. The real Calico is in the shadows, waiting for explorers with the guts to dig a little deeper. Ballarat is what happens when a town disappears almost entirely. Once a bustling supply hub for nearby mines, Ballarat now stands in complete silence, surrounded by the vast emptiness of Death Valley's desert. Only a few structures remain: an old post office, a crumbling jail, and rusted cars slowly being swallowed by sand. The silence is so deep, you can hear your own heartbeat. Google Maps barely registers Ballarat as more than a dot, and most people drive right past. For those brave enough to stop, Ballarat offers a haunting look at how quickly a town, and its dreams, can vanish. Eagle Mountain is one of the eeriest ghost towns in California because it looks like everyone just left. Founded in the 1940s as a company town for mining iron ore, Eagle Mountain had homes, schools, playgrounds, and even a golf course. Then, the mine closed in the 1980s, and within months, the town was abandoned. Houses stand empty, curtains still in windows, toys left in backyards, and lockers in the school, waiting for students who will never return. The entire town is off-limits, fenced and guarded, making it even more mysterious. What secrets are hidden behind those locked gates? High in the Inyo Mountains sits Cerro Gordo, a town with a story as wild as its landscape. In the late 1800s, Cerro Gordo was one of the richest silver and lead mining towns in California. When the mines dried up, Cerro Gordo emptied almost overnight. Today, it's privately owned, with caretakers working to restore its buildings and revive its history. Google Maps drops you in the middle of nowhere, and you have to know exactly where to look. For those who make the trek, Cerro Gordo is a reward like no other. A ghost town with stories left to tell. Darwin is a ghost town with a twist. It's not entirely empty. Tucked away in the desert, Darwin's population has dwindled to just a handful of residents. The town's dusty streets are lined with relics of its mining past, rusting machinery, weathered cabins, and a cemetery filled with stories. The few people who remain are fiercely independent, living among the ghosts of those who came before. Google Maps gives you the basics, but it can't show the stubborn spirit of Darwin. For the adventurous, it's a living ghost town, a place where history and the present collide. If you want a ghost town adventure, Panamint City is as wild as it gets. Hidden deep in the Panamint Mountains, this town was once notorious for lawlessness, run by outlaws, gamblers, and miners. In the 1870s, Panamint City was booming with silver, but floods, fires, and bad luck drove people away. The only way in is a tough 7-mile hike up a canyon, no roads, no shortcuts. If you make the journey, you'll find the ruins of smelters, cabins, and a long abandoned main street. Google Maps can't help you here. The journey is all on foot. The reward? A ghost town frozen in another era, waiting for someone to listen to its stories. Once known as the Queen City of Northern California's mining region, Old Shasta was a powerhouse during the gold rush. By the mid-1800s, it was packed with hotels, stores, and stagecoach stops, a bustling hub for fortune seekers. Now, Shasta is a haunting collection of brick ruins and fire-scarred walls, preserved as a state historic park. The empty streets are lined with the remnants of grand buildings, their facades standing silent against the sky. Google Maps marks Shasta as a historic site, but it can't convey the ghostly atmosphere that hangs over the ruins. Would you wander the Queen City's ruins, or let Shasta's past remain untouched? Keeler sits on the desolate shore of Owens Lake, a place where time seems to have stopped. Once a bustling stop for the railroad and a shipping point for silver ore, Keeler is now nearly abandoned. The old station, weather-beaten homes, and rusted mining equipment are all that's left. The empty roads and broken windows tell a story of dreams lost to drought, dust storms, and changing fortunes. Google Maps might point you to Keeler, but it doesn't show the true emptiness of the place. Would you walk those lonely streets or drive on by? Just across the border, Rhyolite stands as a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change. In 1905, it exploded into a full-blown city, complete with banks, a stock exchange, and electric lights, but the gold ran out just as quickly, and within a few years, Rhyolite was deserted. What's left is surreal: the skeleton of a 3-story bank, the crumbling remains of a casino, and a row of empty bottle houses. Would you explore the ruins, or let Rhyolite's story end in silence? Hidden in the forests of the Sierra Nevada, North Bloomfield is a ghost town that's been saved by history. Once the center of hydraulic mining in California, North Bloomfield was home to hundreds of miners and their families. Today, the town is preserved as part of Malakoff-Diggins State Park, showing visitors what life was like during the mining boom. The buildings are carefully maintained, giving a rare look at a town frozen at its peak. North Bloomfield is a living museum, waiting for those curious enough to visit. Goff's was once a vital stop on the railroad through the Mojave Desert, a place where trains brought life and hope to the middle of nowhere. But when the tracks were rerouted, Goff's began to fade. The schoolhouse, built in 1914, still stands, surrounded by relics of the railroad and the desert. The desert has reclaimed much of the town, but Goff's refuses to disappear entirely. Would you explore its forgotten corners or pass it by? Last but not least is Amboy, a nearly empty town that was once a must-stop along Route 66. Amboy's heyday was in the 1950s, when travelers filled its motel rooms and gas stations. But when the highway was bypassed, Amboy faded fast. Today, its iconic Roy's Motel sign stands alone, a beacon for road trippers and explorers. The town feels like a movie set: empty diner stools, a silent gas pump, and a motel office waiting for guests who never arrive. Google Maps shows Amboy's location, but not the nostalgia or the loneliness that fills the air. Would you pull off the highway and explore, or keep driving into the unknown? Some say these places aren't truly empty. So, would you go looking for them, or leave them lost forever? California's ghost towns hold more than just old buildings. They're filled with echoes of the people who lived, loved, and dreamed there. Exploring these forgotten towns isn't just about the thrill. It's about connecting with stories, with the past, and maybe even with the ghosts who still linger in the shadows. Let us know in the comments which ghost town you'd dare to visit. And if you know of any other hidden places Google Maps won't show, drop them below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into the unknown.